Resident Evil.
Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome back to Resident Evil, the board game. Last time, Chris and Barry explored First Floor East A, which you can find up in the corner over there. If you haven't watched that already, I highly recommend going to check that out. And if you've watched all of these so far, thank you guys so much for supporting this series. The first two episodes of this were kind of fuzzy and weird with the way I was doing the cameras and whatnot, but I think I'm really getting a good groove on this and making it look as presentable as I can for you all while giving all the details and things along that ways. Anywho, in the last part, Chris and Barry, like I said, explored the first floor. They found a whole bunch of awesome stuff down there, including a new weapon, the shotgun, and a new ally in Rebecca. But as far as this is concerned, this is now the upstairs. Chris has heard screams, has heard commotion or whatnot up here. He has to go check it out. So he has found himself up here. And lo and behold, up here as well is Rebecca. So for this scenario, Barry has stayed down in the first floor. He's actually gone back to the west side. And Chris has come up here to see what's going on with Rebecca. And they are going to explore this area and do whatever the objectives need to be, which we'll find out shortly when I do the reading. Now, as far as what we have here, we have a sword key lock right down in here. Chris has the sword key, so he's going to unlock that. And we also have a one-way door right here. There's going to be expansion here, and then I think it's going to like kind of swoop up and around and everything. This is a part of the first game where you had to go outside and find the dogs and things along that ways. Being on the second floor, like the terrace area. So that's like swings up and around over here, and you can only go from whatever tile here into this spot through this one-way door. But regardless of all that, that'll be as we explore, that'll be as we open up new things. Let's head on over to the sideboard so we can see all of our starting equipment and where everybody begins our journey with. All right, so we got Chris over here. We know how he is and everything. We know all of his special abilities. He actually has almost a full inventory right now because I want him to use this sword key, unlock that door, and then he's going to move himself through the map to get over to where Rebecca is and drop this off in the, the item box over there. I just want to do it. I want to open the door. I want to create a nice shortcut. And I want it just to be easier for everybody. So that's everything for Chris. He only has one kerosene token from the end of the last mission. So always keeping track of all the kerosene, all the ammo, things along that way. So I'm trying to make this as accurate as possible. If you guys see any errors at all, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And we have Rebecca. Rebecca, two powerful abilities for her, actually. She's the master of healing. Number one, field medic. Once per turn, Rebecca can use a healing item. That's with the plus symbol on it without spending an action. So she can use this green herb for free on her turn. In addition to that, specialist training. When Rebecca uses a healing item, heal the character an additional level. So obviously you can heal other people with these herbs and everything. A green herb normally does 1. In Rebecca's hand, it heals 2. I'm going to try to see if I can always keep her with some type of healing item, whatever it is, in order to make sure she can always heal somebody, bring them back from the dead or things along that ways. I hope I don't get that bad in this particular scenario, but you never know. She does have a gun and 2 first aid sprays, but that would only be if she was your starting character for the very first scenario you do in the game. These do not matter when swapping out characters back and forth between different scenarios. So she is using a handgun, which she technically got from Barry, but whatever, it has 15 handgun bullets in it. She does have a lighter because we're going to need to burn a lot of bodies in this particular scenario. 4 kerosene tokens like Chris, 2 dodge like Chris, and of course 6 inventory slots like Chris as well. Got our A deck here, which has the item that I'm going to mention in the scenario booklet already shuffled in. The B deck, which I'm probably never going to touch. Our C deck, which we got some good stuff to grab from there, and our tension and encounter deck. So there we go. That is everything good to go. Anything that I happen to find out else through this, I'm going to explain after I finish reading. Also, the mission and the narrative decks are off camera because I may pull 1 or 2 of them. So best to not clog up here. So with all that said, let's get to the book, read about our scenario. Second floor, East A. Unnatural groans echo through the hallways, accompanied by the scrape of stumbling and uncertain footsteps. Where you might have experienced calm before, this place won't offer the same assurance or sanctuary. If you don't want this wing to be overrun, you need to do something, and quick. A corpse lies nearby, and as you watch it in incredulous terror, it begins to twitch and writhe. frantically staring about before your boot crushes the creature's skull. Resolve fills your veins. You don't have enough firepower to defeat every foe, but you can certainly ensure that those already down will never rise again. In this scenario, the characters must eliminate the threat to the east wing of the mansion. If both C items for this scenario have been collected and there are no corpse tokens on the play area, the players can choose to successfully complete the scenario at any time. Special rules. Quiet area. If the tension deck runs out during this scenario, shuffle the discard pile and place it face down to refresh the deck. Additionally, if the scenario is successfully completed, skip step 2 during the end phase. Where did they come from? If a character performs a search action and removes a C item token, replace all corpses on their tile with zombies. Large kerosene containers. A character in the same square as a crest token can spend an action to gain kerosene tokens up to their maximum limit. Card decks. Item A deck. Shuffle one number 1 triangle A item card into the item A deck at the start of this scenario. This is your 4th and final kerosene container that's going into the A deck. Item B deck consists of 2 lighters and a dagger. Tension deck. Shuffle the number 4 that symbol tension card into the tension deck at the start of this scenario. There are 2 exploration cards, and after completing the scenario, add the second floor East B scenario card to the map. So this is the last of the starting 4 missions that will feature quiet area as a special rule. You're not going to have that again. And basically what that means is that anytime we finish the tension deck, then we can just reshuffle it back in and not have to worry about, running that out, running the timer out. But going after this mission, going forward, we would have to find typewriters that would happen to spawn in one of these rooms and whatnot in order to make sure that we don't run out of time and we don't get overrun by zombies and monsters and other bad things. The other thing I want to talk about is the card that was added to the tension deck. So this is the new card that they would want you to add. Keep quiet. During the next turn, if any player speaks, the active character must immediately draw an encounter card. And if you're in the level 2 danger teeth, whatever it is of the mansion, draw 2 encounter cards instead. We're not in that. We're still in the level below that. I am not adding this to the tension deck. Why? Because I've already added enough to the tension deck to make it larger than it really should be already. And then, of course, adding in all the bad stuff from like the director's cut and everything along that way. So I decided not to add this in because I'm recording this for you guys. I'm chatting with you all the whole time. I'm not going to keep quiet because that's not what this is. If I'm going to play by myself, if I'm going to play with other people and whatever, then yes, this would get shuffled in. But for the remainder of this scenario, this is not going to get shuffled in because even if I draw it, I would just call it a dead card and move on anyway. So all right, here we go. We're going to start with Chris over here. He's like, oh, I heard her somewhere. Where did you go, Rebecca? I'll find you, I swear. I'm going to take my first 4 turns by going 1, 2, and I'm going to use the sword key in my inventory to unlock this door, like so. So now we don't have to worry about that blocking our path anymore. And again, this is just going to open up into like this area, this unexplored area this way. I'm not going to worry about that right now because I'd rather just kind of deal with the upper part of this scenario first, and then we'll work our way down. We have to get rid of all these, corpses anyway, so it's just easier for me to just go there and deal with that now. So what was it? It was 1, 2, open for 3. We're just going to move back this way for 4 and get ourselves into this room on Chris's next turn. First tension card drawn by Chris is an all clear. So this is going to be where any token style cards need to go. All right, Rebecca, your very first turn of the game. All right, this is exciting. Now, she can't go into this door at all. It's like kind of here going off to nowhere. I think she can open the door, I believe, but she, no, it's locked from this side. There's a lock thing here, so she can't actually open this door yet. Once it's open, then I think then this goes away and you can kind of come and go, but I don't remember exactly. I have to read about one-way doors again to make sure, but by the time we get here, it's going to be fine anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, I'm going to open this door for 2, and then I'm going to walk into this room for 3 with just 1 encounter card on it. I'm probably not going to go for these B items because I already have the lighters that I need going forward, and the other one's a dagger, but Chris already has a dagger, so I'm not really too worried about drawing from this deck. However, I do want to get up to get some of those A items and hopefully some kerosene containers. But for right now, let's draw from the encounter deck and see what spawns here. All right, these are never fun. Draw a Cerberus. Oh, great. A fun puppy has jumped into the room with us. So he's come up here. sure and jumped right into the side over there. Normally, you would figure they would be down here because this is where the terrace would be, but that's all right. 1, 2, 3. I have 1 action left. I think I'm going to take 3 shots and I'm going to go after the dog, because if I burn the zombie, then at the end of the phase, the dog is going to run onto my spot and then I'm going to have to deal with it anyway. At least in this case, if I shoot it and hopefully kill it, then I can get rid of it and not have to worry about any other enemies for Rebecca's next turn. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop her down to 12. Now, I'm not the greatest in terms of like conserving my ammunition for this game, but I have plenty of, handgun magazines in the item box. So worst case scenario, if I end up running out of shots for some reason, I can always head on over to the item box and refill her handgun. So whatever, we're taking 3 shots and we're shooting the dog. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, boom, here we go. Oh, nut, wow, jeez. She was really out for a kill shot right there, wasn't she? Wow. Okay, boom, away you go, and that's going to be the end of Rebecca's turn. I remember that door is open. I'm actually going to just kind of swing it this way just so we know. So there we go, end of her turn. All right, what do you got here? Supply cache. Ooh, fun. Place this card next to the tension deck with 5 wound tokens on it. Each time an enemy is killed or a corpse is discarded by using kerosene token, discard a token from this card. If the final token is discarded, discard this card. Then each character draws a card from the A item deck. If the inventory is full, it goes into the item box. For this scenario, this is a very fortunate pull right here because I want to keep digging through that A deck and I have to get rid of the corpses in this particular scenario. So that is very fortunate to have. Now it's just a matter of everyone surviving in order to use those A items. So here we go, Chris. 1. We're going to open for 2, and we actually are going to walk through for 3. Now I have 1 extra action that I can do. I am drawing 2. There's a biohazard symbol there and there. Great. So 2 possible spots for things to spawn. Let's see what I draw. Encounter number 1 is discard this card without effect. Fantastic, that's good. And number 2 is spawn a corpse, place a yellow unexplored token on this tile. Okay, cool. I'm never coming back here anyway. As much as I would want to spawn the corpse right on the same one, I can't do that. But in any case, maybe I do have to come back here because I have to get rid of some of these corpses. I have to get rid of both corpses. And all I have right now is 1 kerosene thing. Oh, boy. But I am going to use Chris's last turn in order to burn this particular corpse right here. So at least that's off the area. And then I'm not going to even bother with that B item. All right, so I've used that. He has no more kerosene, but there is plenty of kerosene in this scenario that I got to find. End of turn, all clear. And I am going to have to get one of these off, which is good. And then I'm going to have to come back in this room. I am. All right, Rebecca, for your first action, you're going to burn the corpse in front of you, which is good. So that's 1, 2, 3. There is no wall here. There's no wall in the book that says that there's a wall here, and this just happens to be that tile that I'm using. So burn for 1, 2, 3, and open this door for 4. And then next turn, we'll go into this room, draw our cards, and try to see what we can do. We're not that far away from Chris. He's only like right past this zombie over here. So she's used one of her kerosene tokens, which is awesome. We've used another one of these, which is even better. And now end of turn, all clear. I'm liking getting all these all clears, but at the same time, not. All right, Chris, here we go. 1, open for 2, enter for 3, and we're going to draw 1 encounter card for this tile. And we find spawn a zombie. 1 zombie in here. That's all right. Where are we? I'm on a biohazard symbol, and there's one with the corpse. So it's actually going to go right up there. All right, so what did I do? 1, 2, 3, so 4th action right here. Again, I'm just gonna take 3 shots at it, because if I at least can make that a corpse, then I can come back a little bit later and double burn it, because 1 fuel from your lighter and from your kerosene will burn all corpses in a single square. So final action, 3 shots against Mr. Zombie right there. Of course, Rebecca got the double kill shot. Oh, okay, no, we just got 1, but that's all right. Again, the plan was to just turn it into a zombie. I'm sorry, into a corpse, and then go back and burn it later. Boom, shakalaka, down you go. 2 corpses on there, and that is the end of Chris's turn. Drawing from the tension deck, no escape. Open the closes non-lock closed door to your character. Enemies, well, we're not in that anyway, it doesn't matter. So opening the closest non-locked door to my character. I guess it's either one of these two. I should probably, you know what, I'm gonna open up this one. I'm gonna say, poof, this one kicks open. This way I can come and explore that a little bit easier later. This way, when Rebecca also gets into this room, which is gonna happen right now, anything that spawns here doesn't start running after Chris right away. You know what, change my mind. I kind of scared myself right there. If something bad does spawn, I'd rather Chris not have to waste an action in order to get into the room in order to help Rebecca. He is the one with the shotgun after all. Speaking of which, here we go. Enter for 1, 2 encounter cards. Chris did kill a zombie last turn, so I have to remember to take that off. And then hopefully he'll just burn up those other 2. Anyway, number 1, spawn a zombie, search the encounter deck card for a Cerberus. There is one, so I got to shuffle a Cerberus back in, which I will do in a moment. Number 2 is place a yellow unexplored token on this tile. Oh boy. All right, so these go, and then a Cerberus got to get shuffled back in. All right, so the zombie spawns right there. So that was one action to go in. I should try to shoot her, but actually what I'm going to do is we're going to do some bobbing and weaving. So we're going to go action number 2. Action number 3 is going to be the burn this corpse. So that's gone and out of here. And action number 4 is going to be standing on this A item. Rebecca will pick this A item up at the beginning of her next turn. That is going to be the end of her turn. Reaction phase, zombie moves. I'm going to have the zombie move up like this. So this way it's immediately in Chris's line of sight for him to start firing at it in the beginning of his next turn. Right? Crafty? I think that works. That's pretty good. And then this got removed from Rebecca because she burned the one. And it's the end of her turn as an all clear. We are really trying to make everything all clear now. All right, Chris's turn. He's going to aim and he's going to fire. And again, he's going to fire 3 shots just to at least hopefully just turn it into a corpse so it doesn't go right onto Rebecca and then she can burn it next turn. All right, 3 shots down and we got a double push. So we're going to do this because you can push in any direction, which doesn't really make sense the whole time, but this is how it's written in the book. We're going to go 1, 2 and push the zombie closer to us. And then we're going to take 3 more shots at her for action number 2. All right, Chris, come on. We can do this. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, that's great. We got a push and a kill shot, which means I can push her onto this spot and then boom, down the lady zombie goes. So this is a very bad spot with all these corpses, but that's one kerosene token needed in order to get rid of it. That's awesome. So then Chris is going to go 2 and pick up this A item. I'm sorry, 3 and pick up this A item for 4. Before he does all of that, first thing that happened is I finished up the supply cache. Now again, this isn't going to go into the discard pile because this is part of the director cut cards that I added to the deck. I am not adding this back to in circulation. You see these once, they activate once, that's all you get. So supply is actually not going into the discard pile, it's just going out for the scenario. But now that that happened, both of my characters get to draw from the A pile. So Chris is going to draw first and he's going to find shotgun shells. Are you kidding? That's probably the best thing that he can pick up. That's awesome. So that's going to go there. I'm going to have to redo his turn because I can't pick up the A item that he's on because I don't have the space. Rebecca, however, is going to go next. And she finds, all right, so this doesn't count. That's actually just going to get reshuffled back in. A green herb. Perfect. She's going to find the green herb. I'm going to leave it as a separate inventory space right now for her. I'm not going to combine them yet. But this is going to get shuffled back in. And Chris is actually unable to pick up that A item technically because his inventory is full. So he has one more action. He's just going to move forward 1 in order to chat with the Rebecca and see how she's doing. And he's going to make his way down to the, to the item box. And Rebecca will come over here and burn those guys in her turn. All right, this is good so far. So far, so good. All clears. It's a false sense of security right there, everyone. All right, so the first thing Rebecca is going to do, she's going to pick this up for 1 and see what it is. And then she's going to go 2, 3, 4. Hey, Chris, guy, I heard you downstairs. I think Barry was with you as well. What'd you guys find? You guys doing some good? You guys all right? You need any healing? I'm all right with you. All right, Rebecca, relax. Let me go and do some exploring and then we'll meet up later. Oh, okay, sure, no problem. You get it. So let's see what she found. She found another green herb. Man, all right, so now this one she's going to mix together with this. I could add this one to it as well. You can just keep mixing green herbs together if you want. You can never go above your max health, but you could also 1, 2, 3, 4. If you ever hit 4 healing as a full heal, I wouldn't mix anything else otherwise. But this is pretty good. This is getting ourselves through the A deck. No one's injured yet, which is great. That is going to be the end of Rebecca's turn. Mission update. Draw a mission card. There we are. I knew I was going to grab one. All right, what do we got? We actually have something with the reshuffle in symbol there. So that means when we're done with this will actually get shuffled back into the deck rather than, going out of the deck. Scouting ahead, draw cards until this character finds 5 or more magnifying glasses or abandons the mission. If this character survives, draw a number of cards from the tension corresponding to the number of magnifying glasses, so 5 or more. Return each of these cards to the top of their deck of your choice. I could abandon this right now and just be like not doing it, but then again, it'd be pretty, let's do it. We have fun with these. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, Brad over here is usually my best scouter for any of these things, so Brad can never be shuffled back into the survivor's deck, so he's pretty good of just sending on death-defying missions like this. So we're going to keep drawing until we have 5 or more magnifying glasses, and of course we have 1 damage already. And remember, if he gets 5, he's basically knocked out. Okay, that's 1 magnifying glass, 2 magnifying glasses, 1 more damage for Brad. All right, here we go. That's 2 magnifying glasses, 3, and another damage for Brad. Oh boy, okay, this is getting a little dangerous right now. Brad's pretty hurt. Let's keep, we have 3 magnifying, let's keep going. 4, I need 1 more magnifying glass. Oh boy, there it is, 5. Oh man, all these go to the discard pile. Okay, so here we are. Here's the top 5 cards of the tension deck. First one is an all clear. That's just gonna stay right there. We'll just leave that face up. Another all clear, that's great. Another all clear, wow, okay, so they're all clears. So at least I know the next 5 turns going forward are all clears. Thank you, Brad. Back to resting you go. This all goes to the discard pile and back to the area. Chris just received the call from Brad. Sir, I've done some scouting and you are all clear for the next several minutes. Be sure to explore what you can while you have the chance. Thanks, Brad. I'm on it. 1, 2, 3, and opening this for 4 because he needs to get over there and stow some stuff into the item box immediately. We know that he is all clear because these next 5 are all clear. Well, actually, that was for the end of Rebecca's turn because she did the mission. So now it's Chris's turn. So that is his right there. So it's Rebecca's turn again. First thing she's gonna do, she's gonna use one of these in order to burn 3 corpses on her spot. So it just ignites in a giant thing of fire and flame and fuel as all 3 of these corpses are gone. They're removed from the board. That is amazing. So that's 1. She can move here for 2, grab that for 3, and go here for 4. Next turn, she'll walk into that room with that other corpse, see what is here, and what that other encounter card happens to be. All right, what did she grab? She grabbed a red herb, which she's going to combine right here. Man, I mean, she's lucky she's getting all the healing stuff. That is great. So the red herb's going to go here for the green. I've have 2 green herbs, 2 red herbs. That's great. Plus still to open things. I really need to find some kerosene because now she's going to be out at the end of her turn. Speaking of which, we know that's an all clear. All right, Chris is going to go 1 and interact with the item box for 2. So I'm not going to go right into our item box because I'm not taking anything out, but I am stowing the sword key, obviously, in order to make sure I'm, having some open inventory. I'm storing the shotgun shells because right now I don't need them, and I don't think I'm going to need them for the rest of the scenario. So we're just going to go ahead and put those away for a rainy day. And do I want to get rid of the lighter? No, I'm not going to get rid of the lighter. So now he has 2 open inventory slots once again from interacting with the, the item box. And then we're going to go 3, 4, and then on Chris's next turn, he's going to make his way this way, open up this, and start exploring this area. And then we know this is an all clear, which should be the last of the top 5 all clears. Now it's Rebecca's turn, and she's just going to walk right on in and see what else happens to pop up within this area. We've gone through so many of these. I can't imagine this being good. Locate the closest tile to the active character that contains 1 or more enemies with at least 1 non-locked door. Open every non-locked door closest to that tile. There's like really no enemies on it, but I'm just going to pop open a door anyway. So this is kind of like an encounter, no escape. I'm going to say that this door pops open. Boom. So that opens up now. We have a lot of open doors and everything. So what was that? That was 1. We're going to use our last kerosene to burn that for 2. 3, 4 over there. I think maybe she'll go through this door as well, kind of meet up with Chris, and then they'll both just kind of finish out the map together. All right, what does she have? All clear. Fantastic, that's good. And I use this. Now, they both have 0 kerosene, which is not a good thing. Unless, of course, they happen to find something here. Anyway, Chris's turn. 1, 2, opening for 3. Do I want to just walk in? You know what? No, I don't like walking into new places when I don't have a full round of action. So I'm going to forfeit my last action, draw a tension card, and then we'll have Rebecca go. Chris has Respite. Oh, the other green one. That's fun. Place this card next to the active character's tile with 6 wound tokens. If character begins their... Oh, man. All right, so basically, I'm just... I know this goes on Chris's spot, and if you begin their turn, right? That's what it is? Yeah. Begins their tension phase on this tile. They don't. They have to begin the tension phase in order to not draw cards. All right, whatever. All right, so just for the heck of it, I'm going to put these 6 here, these 6 wound tokens. If you begin your tension phase here, then you don't have to draw a tension card, but that's just on this literal tile. That's not going to matter at all because we're going to be getting off it soon. 1, 2, open for 3. Rebecca's going to do the same thing. She's going to wait. We'll swing the door the other way to make it a little easier. In order for her and Chris to explore something better on their next turn. We draw from her, which is another all clear. I'm going to get all the bad cards at once. I know it. I know it. All right, Chris, moving on into the new area, drawing exploration card number 1. All right, here we go. This, of course, has to be, rotated vertically as per usual, as I'll show you when we get down there. Going in through the sword key means that when you went into this area, you were not stepping on a corpse, which unfortunately Chris is. We do find our first of 2 C items in here, which is awesome. We're going to have to grab that immediately. And then, as you can see up there, we also have a sun crest, which is what the unlimited, kerosene is. You have to stand on the sun crest, use an action, and your kerosene is immediately refilled. Definitely going to need to do that as soon as I can because we have other things that we need to burn. And here we are. We're right there where we have to grab. We're going to go and we're going to roll the dice to see if Mr. Zombie gets up. He does not. Now, remember, the other rule is if I grab this, then this guy immediately stands up. So I'd rather burn this guy first before I get this C token. So that was 1. I'm going to move up here for 2. We're going to open for 3. And I'm actually going to walk into this room. Do I want to do that yet? No, I don't want to do that yet. Oh, man, I don't want to do that yet. Because if I do that, then all the enemies are going to react. There's a biohazard symbol there. There's a biohazard symbol there. This could be really, really bad. And I need to have the time in order to grab the kerosene for there. All right, yeah. So we're going to end Chris's turn right here. And flip to an all clear. Oh, boy. So I think what I'm going to do with Rebecca is we're just going to go ahead and see what the rest of this area is. So we're going to go 1, 2, and she's going to walk immediately here and just kind of fill out the rest of the map because there's only 2 exploration cards. Might as well open up the rest of the map. And here we have exploration card number 2, the outside terrace, as would it be in the game if I'm not mistaken. Got a dog all the way over there to the right. Going to be running at us immediately because those green squiggly lines there are archways. So everything is connected right now. Heck, it's even connected with Chris at this point. You can see the moon crest down in the bottom left. That's more kerosene. We got another C item all the way in the upper right. And then some A items and some corpses in order to get rid of. So here's the rest of the map all put out and everything. We're going to go ahead and just draw our first encounter card here because it triggers as soon as Rebecca walked onto the space. And in here, we happen to find another dog. That's very appropriate for this area. I think, yep. Boom, right in front of us is that dog. Oh, that's terrible. So where was she? It was 1, 2, I could go backwards. No, I'm going to shoot the dog. We're going to spend 3 bullets and we're going to fire at the dog. She has 12, so we can afford to fire off a few here. So we'll go down to 9. And the good thing about the dogs is they don't leave corpses, so by all means, blow them away. I also think this is her final turn, so she needs to do something here. All right, it's got pushed then. All right, so this dog gets pushed. This one will go 1, 2. And then it's the end of her turn. So now the dog is going to run up on her like so. Right? Oh, wait a minute. Nope, because if you can see right here, we have this green symbol down on the bottom of this all clear card. And the Cerberuses have a special ability where from 3 moves away, they run up and they charge at the whoever's in that particular space. Rebecca would need to do a medium dodge in order to not take any damage from it. Otherwise, she would take 1 damage from a bite. All right, she has 2 dice in order to dodge, and she does not do it. She takes 1 bite. So the dog was right here, and then it rushed up on her and went and bit her right in the face with that attack. That wasn't fun at all. Gotta watch those things and whatnot. So what are you? You were here 1, 2, and then you actually moved again for the end reaction. I pushed you back, and then you had your attack. Okay, so that is the end of Rebecca's turn. A lot of stuff always going on. Trying to remember how many actions everybody has in order to make sure I place this card next to the active character's tile. It remains in play for the rest of the scenario. If the character begins their turn on this tile, they can only make 3 actions. That's thematically great because it's very poor footing where we're standing, but it still is terrible. Plus now this green symbol, or this special attack symbol, is up again. All right, so that's going to go here. Unfortunately, Treacherous Footing, it only applies to this, but you only get 3 actions if you begin your turn in this, which is awful. As far as Chris goes, he's going to move 1, and before he does anything else, he's actually going to shut the door for 2. So this way, anything he doesn't hear won't affect Rebecca. And he has 2 encounter cards to draw. So here we go. Spawn a corpse, which is immediately get burned. Spawn a zombie, draw a tension card, and he draws frayed nerves. If the next character is on the same tile at the start of their tension phase, they must draw 2 additional cards. You know what? Okay, so I know what I'm going to do with that. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, so we have... Oh, we got to put a corpse there, because that was the first thing I got. And then a zombie right here. Now, I still have 2 actions. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to spend those 2 actions while standing on the crest, which is the sun crest right there, in order to refill my entire, all of my kerosene. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Very much needed for Chris, because he's going to have to burn some zombie corpses and then go and help Rebecca as fast as he can. This is gone. I don't need the double encounter here anymore. Chris can kind of clear this room before leaving. I'm having trouble picking that up. I apologize. And then the zombie lurches forward right there. Chris is still going to have to figure out what he has to do next turn. Okay, here we go. Flip. Oh, shattering glass. Draw an additional tension card. We don't have to do any of that stuff because, I'm not in that area yet. All clear. Oh, no. All right, Rebecca's turn. Rebecca is going to try to dodge her way out and go backwards and shut the door and just kind of wait it out over here until Chris comes and meets up with her. She also only has 3 actions, so, oh, good. That's best dodge. Very good. 1, 2, and she's going to wait it out because she would only have 3 actions and 1 left. So she's just going to wait right there until Chris comes over and, we're going to move right here for 3. Maybe she can go refill her kerosene or something, or grab the C item beforehand. Might as well use both characters and get it done as fast as possible. All clear. All right, Chris. What are you going to do? Chris is going to go 1. He's going to turn, and he's going to fire the shotgun blast right at that zombie. Why not? I do get a few shells back at the end, so I have at least 2 to spare that I know I'm going to get back. Better time than any because I'm in a small room with this thing. As you remember, shotgun shells roll 2 blue dice, and if you get any one of the push or the bullet symbols, they do 1 damage, and then they all have the decapitation ability. So no matter what, that zombie is gone, so long as I hit it, which I do. Fantastic. Boom! Right on the zombie. It is gone from existence. That is 1 action. 2, burn for 3, and we're going to start making our way back down this way for 4. Very good. Excellent. All right, we burned. That's good. I'm going to get more kerosene when I get to that other crest later. It doesn't say anything that the crests go away. It just says large kerosene container. So it stays there, and you can just keep refilling your kerosene if you want. Chris is all clear. It is now Rebecca's turn. Rebecca is going to go 1, 2, 3, and she's actually going to leave her turn. She's not going to do anything right now. The beginning of her next turn, she'll pick up that C item, and then her and Chris will make her way down this way, fighting dogs and fighting other things going that way. Rebecca and Chris are definitely a well-oiled machine. All right, reanimate. Oh no, locate the closest corpse closest to the active character and move the corpse, and it becomes a zombie. Oh, all right, well, that's a thing. Well, that's this one right here, which I guess it's better off that way, because if I had picked up the C item, this guy would have stood up anyway, and then one of these guys would have become a zombie. So, you know what? This is fine. I'm okay with all this. Especially because Chris is literally going to go down the door and take his shotgun and go kaboom right at the zombie. Was that a premature boom? Yes? No. Oh man, I should have shot my handgun. I would have saved on shotgun ammo, but that's okay. That's fine. Action number 2 obliterated that zombie right there. Fun. 3 and 4, he's in the same spot as Rebecca, and the two of them will just make their way down, out and around. End of Chris's turn. Finds cornered. Locate the closest, the tile closest to the active character where there are enemies but no characters. Remove. Oh boy. So a dog has basically come into the room with us. He's looking this way. He's like, wait, that's a window there. Whoosh! He jumps on over. So there we are. So now we have a dog in the room with us. Okay. It's Rebecca's turn. Let's go for it. Let's go ahead and just kind of take how much ammo does she have? She has 9 shots on her. So we're just going to go ahead and start with 3. Maybe we'll do 2 actions of 3 and see how that works. Action number 1, 3 shots at this dog, gives it a double push. That doesn't do anything. We'll do action number 2 just for the sake of it. There it is. Okay, so a few more bullets than she thought. She has 3 left in her chamber, but at least she got rid of that dog. So that's 2 actions it took that. Action number 3 is going to be to pick up the C item. Action number 4 is going to be just to move here. There we go. I'm more than fine with Chris taking point on this. I really am. What did she get from the C item? She got herbicide. That's interesting. If the first floor Westby scenario has already been completed, this can be used to revive and resolve the something mission card. Okay, so this is something that we're going to hold on to for right now. This is going to be a director's cut if I'm not mistaken. First floor West B scenario. That's a little bit later of a scenario for us. And that also ends Rebecca's turn. There we go. Flickering lights. Place this card next to the active character's tile. If it's in the remaining play for us a scenario, if a character on this tile makes a successful attack, I'm not even going to bother because we're off this tile and we're never back to that tile again. One of the advantages of working together this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's outside the door. Chris ends his turn. Tragic Echoes. Locate the closest zombie to the active character and place an A item, blah, 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 blah. Characters, so there are no zombies. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to, if I can't actually do the card, then draw 2 more. But as I said, I don't do that because I've done my diligence to clear stuff out. I'm not going to continue going through this because I did a good thing. So sorry, that's how that works. That's how I'm doing it anyway. All right, Rebecca, 1, 2, 3, and she's going to open for 4. She is going to end her turn right there, and that means Mr. Doggo over here immediately gets a scent and is like, run over this way in order to try to intercept us. But as long as I can beat him, actually, I just need to get rid of these 2 corpses. If I can get rid of these 2 corpses and grab the C item, which is up over there, and kind of see it in the corner over that way, then we can officially end it. But this dog is going to be a pain in the butt. Plus, I don't know what these 2 encounter cards are. And of course, going through this deck is worse and worse stuff. There we go. Open the closest no escape, non-locked door. Do I have any? Yeah, I guess I kind of do. It's not really a bad idea. This right here, we're going to pop this one open. Boom. All the doors are open. Nothing is closed. Chris, 1, 2, pick up for 3, and I am going to make 4 because treacherous footing only happens if you start on this tile. I started off this tile. So I got 1, 2, pick up for 3, and move forward for 4. And he gets an A item to his inventory, which happens to be kerosene container. So there are 3 kerosene, thingies on the spot that I just passed. Let's actually use English here. There are 3 kerosene tokens on this spot because that's where the A item was. I chose not to use any actions to pick them up because Chris is just going to be passing over the big kerosene container anyway. So he'll just get the 1 back, but at least Rebecca can come in and grab them and then move on as well. Okay, now we're getting all the bad stuff, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Oh, no. Definitely rasp, draw an encounter card. And if we were in the skull and crossbows, we'd have to draw another one. So our encounter card for here is a dog. Oh my God. They're all over the place out here. Boom, right behind Chris, this 1 dog happens to appear. Oh boy, that's not good either because they're doing their bat attack as well. It doesn't matter at this point. It's the end of Chris's round. He drew his tension card. Rebecca's right here with 3 shots. She's going to try to shoot it and hopefully get rid of it before it attacks Chris. She also has no more ammunition after this, so it better do something. It was 3 pushes, so she has 3 pushes right now. Oh, I know what I could do. Okay, so that was 1 action to shoot. 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3 actions right there, and we'll move to this for 4. So now this doesn't matter. You, however, move 2, and now it's the end of the phase, so it's 1, 2 again. So you're slowly working your way up, but you're behind the door, and I'm not going to deal with you unless I draw something silly that opens up more, opens up the door magically, which has been happening a lot in this run. And unfortunately, Rebecca is also out of, out of ammo, but she can heal herself a lot, so that's always good, pending that needs to happen. All clear for now. All right. Chris's turn. Chris is going to go 1, 2. Oh man, this may not be a good thing because he's going to end his turn and the dog's going to go 1, 2. He's only going to have 3 actions. Oh boy. He's just going to go here for 1. Yeah, he's only going to take 1 action this turn. Only because, again, it's going to be in poor... Is he just not going to do anything? Because it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then the dog's going to be right there. Yeah, all right. So Chris isn't going to take any actions this turn. So then dog's going to go 1, 2, continuing running up this way. My camera froze on me completely, so I don't know if I caught the end here, but Chris drew an all clear. It is Rebecca's turn. She's going to spend 1 action to take the 3 kerosene containers and just put them up here. And then she's going to move forward 1 to be on Chris's spot and end her turn right there, which then would be another all clear. So let me just put these on here so we know that she has them. And then the doggo moves right in front of us. So it would have been the end of her turn. So now we have our 2 characters on the same spot right there. And then the dog right in front. And it is Chris's turn, who has a full round of shots in his handgun to hopefully beat this guy down. Nope, I'm sorry, he has 9. He has 9 shots, which now he has 6 in order to defeat the dog. All right, here we go. What do we got? We got our shot. That's what we needed. Beautiful. Nice shooting, Chris. All right, so boom, that one's gone. 2, 3 on the thingy here. Now we got to make our way all the way down, figuring out whatever these last 2 encounter cards are, and then go from there. All right, Chris, end of turn. Fevered Assault. During the next player's turn, all enemies' movement increases by 1. All right, that's fine. Rebecca, 1, 2. Do I want to just refill you? No, I want to kind of get the end of this now. So 3, that is Rebecca's turn. Here we go. Flipping, waterlogged. So anything on there I can't burn, that's all right. We're about to leave that tile anyway, so I'm just going to leave it. All right, Chris. 1, 2, drawing 2 encounter cards. The last encounter cards, hopefully they will draw for this scenario. Last one in the deck happens to be 2 zombies, of course. So this would go to the discard pile, and then I would have to reshuffle and draw again. All right, so this can go back, and now we draw. Discard this without any effect. Okay, so 2 zombies spawned in. All right, so one's right here, and whoops, one's right here, and one's right here. That's fine. I think I'm just going to go shotgun crazy at this point. Because I was here, 1, 2. I only get 1 more action anyway, so fire off this guy just so he doesn't leave a corpse. Come on, here we go. Boom, did I get it? There we are. Nice, beautiful. So now we have a dead zombie. Beautiful. Okay, so you're gone. You're out of here. You moved up 1. That's the end of Chris's turn. This guy lurches forward. It's going to be Rebecca's turn next turn, and she has 3 movement. after she draws from the tension deck, of course, which is an all clear. All right, so she's going to go 1, 2, and attempt to move 3 past the zombie. Figure she's going to leave this zombie here for Chris to deal with. And then once he's done finishing this thing off, she can then run around and burn some zombies and do other things that way. Does she dodge it? Yes, she does with the medium dodge. Very good. And unfortunately, that's turn 3. But now that it's the end of her turn, the zombie is actually going to turn around and chase after her because she was the active character. And being that they were equal distance, I believe they would always go through the active character first. And if not, we're leaving it like that because it's definitely a lot more suspenseful. All clear with a very bad attack if that zombie is not... there was no attack, right? Yeah. If that zombie's not taken care of. I think Chris is just going to use his handgun to try to shoot it. 3 bullets in order to hopefully just knock it down or even push it away. Whatever it is, I need to get this out of Rebecca's spot immediately. 6 down to 3 bullets, using a lot of my armaments here. Oh, we got it. We got the kill. I mean, it's a corpse, but at least we got it. And it didn't do any damage to Rebecca, so that's even better. All right, so that was 1, 2. I'm actually going to use my third action here to burn the zombie to get rid of it. And then we're going to go back to this spot, so this way Chris can just refill his kerosene container full. Got to prepare for the future to make sure he has all of his kerosene, but, see how it goes from there. Oh, all clear and no other enemies in sight. That's cool. All right, Rebecca. 1, burn for 2, 3, pick up this item for 4. I'm hoping it's a kerosene container. Otherwise she's going to have to swap places with Chris because she's going to have no more inventory space for that C item. All right, so what do we got here? So she grabs, yep, it's a kerosene container. That's perfect. So 3 kerosene markers are going to go down on her spot. She still has an empty spot there, which is good. End of turn. Virtual in Blood. Place this card next to a tension net with 6 tokens on it. While this card is in play, use the symbol printed on it. All right, so I'm going to leave it here. But each time an enemy is killed, discard this token. I'm not going to worry about that. Just because I don't think I'm going to have any more enemies from here to the end of this particular scenario. All right, so we're going to put these here. 1, 2, 3. That's actually really good because maybe I can run in, burn this, and then run back and refill her, and then just make a mad dash for the C item. That's probably what I'm going to do. Chris, 1, 2, 3 to refill his kerosene container, and then end his turn. All right, so at least I'll know he's at full kerosene at the end of this particular scenario. Rebecca is going to move forward. 1, 2, burn for 3, so that's gone. Yeah, let's go ahead back for 4. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Drawing for Chris, Sinister Echoes. Place this card next to the tension deck with 4 wound tokens on it. If a character makes an attack while it's in play, there's not going to be any attacks or whatever. So burning the zombies don't count as attacks anyway. I've burned with Rebecca, and then she ends with an all clear. So that's good. Chris is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and pulling more from the tension deck. I'm terrified of the specific red one of this because if it's in play at the end of the scenario, the tension or the mansion's horror level goes up by 2. So I'm really hoping that that's like way at the bottom of the deck there. All right, Rebecca, 1, pick up for 2, 3, 4, and then she's just going to make her way over to the C item. All right, end of Rebecca's turn, all clear. Chris is going to move 4 spaces. He's going to flip an all clear, and then Rebecca is going to move 4 spaces. Crimson Rage. Oh, wow, so this is actually new to here. We haven't gotten this one yet, but I'm so glad I got rid of stuff. Remove the closest corpse and replace it with a Crimson Head. All right, so here's where the characters are. There are no more corpses, which is great. So no Crimson Heads have spawned. We have yet to fight those things. Let's just 1, 2, 3, 4 for the end of Chris. And then Rebecca, well, let's see what he draws. This is where the tension is. Please don't be it. Please don't be it. Okay. Disease Claws, place this card in the tension deck. Okay, so that's enemies do poison if they hit me. And now let's simply put 1, 2, pick up for 3. We collect the C item, and that's going to be the end of the scenario. Going into Rebecca's inventory is the dog whistle used to unlock second floor West B scenario. Requires to complete it itself. So boom, down that goes into her inventory. And that, my friends, finishes, we now declare this scenario done. All right, here we go. End phase. Number 1, increase the mansion danger level by 1. That brings us up to a danger level of 4, which is still in the green okay area. The next one will bring us to the orange teeth bad part of the danger level. That means a lot of the tension cards are actually going to start powering up after the next scenario. Number 2, we're going to skip because we've completely saved everything here, and that also requires us getting rid of corpses, and we did a very good job at that. Number 3, if there are 5 or more zombies, there are 0 zombies on the field, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Let's head on over to our characters and do any of that stuff. No key items to discard, but a lot of stuff going into our item box. So the herbicides can go into our item box. Dog whistle, we have lots of green herbs into our item box. All kinds of crazy stuff like that goes there. Special ammo goes up by 2, so the shotgun now goes back up to 5 instead of 6. That's fine, I can leave it at that. Handguns both reset to 15. I'll just take note of the shotgun for when I begin that next round. And there we go. We'll be able to reshuffle back in A item stuff, which is really just 2 kerosene containers. So we are getting this down pretty thin, and I'm very happy with that. I didn't touch the single B items at all because I didn't need them for anything. And then, of course, we're going to continue digging through our C items to find all of the other stuff in order to unlock more of the mansion. So speaking of which, let's head on over to our actual mansion map and wrap this up. All right, second floor East A has been completed. That is the first, again, 4 tutorial missions of the game where even if you run out of the tension deck, then that's fine. You can always just reshuffle it and go again. Starting from whatever we do next, we are going to need to pay attention to that tension deck and be able to find typewriters when we need them in order to reset it. We also got this over here, second floor East B, but we need, looks like the helm key in order to open that. So we need the helm key here, we need the armor key here. We did get the dog whistle from this past thing, so we are going to be heading back to the west side of the mansion for sure in order to be able to check out that over there. And the way I'm looking at it is Chris and Rebecca were over here. All of a sudden they hear ahs and screams and shooting coming from over there. And Rebecca's like, Chris, I'm going to go see if anybody needs any help. And he's like, you be careful, Rebecca. So running down over this way, Rebecca and Barry are going to go ahead into the first floor West B. Besides, Rebecca remembers seeing some type of piano down here, and we have the music notes. And as we all know, Rebecca is much better at playing the piano than Chris is, and probably Barry as well. But then again, we don't know what Barry's talents are. Barry is a man of many, many talents. We also have the herbicide, which is part of first floor West B over here as well. So I'm going to definitely use that in the next scenario too. So we got a lot of stuff to do in the first floor West B next time. So in order not to miss any future Resident Evil, the board game action, or any other fun video I happen to put out for you to enjoy, be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. And of course, follow along, hit that bell notification so you're always knowing when there's new ones of these going up. Always let me know how I'm doing down in the comment section below. If I missed anything, if anything went all weird or crazy, any tips, any suggestions, any great ways in order to play the game, or where I should go to next after completing all this. I really do feel like that after I finish first floor B, I'm going to go to second floor B and just continue getting the C items in order to lock over here and, of course, expand out the mansion even further. Thank you guys for joining me once again in the Spencer Mansion for the Resident Evil 1 board game. I can't wait to see you in the next one as we go through our further scenarios that are just going to be more and more danger as we go along. This game is going to ramp up really fast. Trust me, you guys. Trust me. So, until the next one, take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, and I can't wait to see you in First Floor West B with Rebecca and Barry. Till then, later, guys.